Hi, again. Just a quick video. Of course, we knew about my mother's internment. It happened a month ago. My dad was always complaining about when are they going to bury my mom's remains. It's a shame they haven't done it yet. And he was quite concerned with getting it done. And of course, they do it like a month ago. They don't inform my dad at all. It was only, her husband and me, her favorite son. They don't inform either of us in any way. And my dad's quite hurt by it, as he's been disappointed and hurt by them in the past, many times recently, in the past couple years. They had some sort of a ceremony, a sham, as my dad calls it, a complete sham of a ceremony. They told the caretaker of the ceremony, of the cemetery, one who we know and talk to, and who knows us and them. They told him not to let us know anything about it. I talked to him on the phone, and he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't blame him. He didn't want to get trouble from either side. But I emailed him a couple times, wanted to know when this ceremony, the interment was going to take place. And he didn't even email me back last time, about a month ago, and I thought that was odd. And it come to find out, they told him not to let my dad or me know when they were going to bury my mother's remains, her ashes, under the tombstone that has my dad's name on it, and my mom, of course, and my oldest brother, who died as a baby in 1950 around. So needless to say, I think it's a piece of shit move, but to be expected from people like them. I'm scheduled. I already talked to the church. They evidently got a pastor from the church we used to go to in Chestnut Ridge to officiate at this sham of a ceremony, and he's due to call me back. And I already talked to the lady at the church. She was quite aghast at the story I told her about how they completely ignored her husband and her son, one of her sons, and God knows what lie they told the pastor. Whether he didn't want to come, or he was too sickly to come, or I doubt they told the truth, that one member stole from him and the rest were all condoned it, and they hated me for sticking up for my dad and retrieving his money. So that's a source of anger they have towards me, among other things, nonsense. So once again, they should be proud of themselves. They hurt their father again. He's only a 91-year-old World War II veteran who was living with my mom at the time she fell twice, and she had to go to a nursing home and died 4 years later. So I think it was just a piece of shit thing to do. It was not right, and I told him before, if they have this ceremony without us being involved, it was not a real ceremony. They wasted their time. They did it deceivingly, like I said, telling the officials there not to let us know when it was going to happen, or if it happened, or when it's happening. And like I said, we'll see when I talk to the pastor, when I fill him in of the truth of the type of people these are, what he says about it. And I'm pretty sure he'll say that, wow, they never told me this, the true story. They said this or that or whatever, And we'll just see what lies they told a pastor of our church we used to go to in Chestnut Ridge, Faith Assembly of God. So, yeah, they thought they were punishing us, which I wonder when anyway. I already said goodbye to my mom, and we'll visit her the graveyard soon. But I think my dad he told me I wasn't right. And so, once again, they, to get back at me, and a little bit of anger at him, but mostly to get back at me, because they know that I'm very sensitive to how my dad feels and how he would react to something like this. They know it would hurt him terribly, and I'm feeling bad because of his anguish and pain of not being at a ceremony. Yeah. So like I said, all along, these are the type of people we're dealing with. It was a sham of a ceremony under false pretenses. And they should be embarrassed and ashamed of themselves. And my dad will tell you the same. He's not here at the moment, but perhaps I'll have another video soon of him expressing his disappointment once again with his children. So no wonder he disinherited every one of them. No wonder he doesn't want reconciliation or making up. They've done too much damage to him. Out of selfishness, out of spite, and to get back at me. So, the people I talked to were quite flabbergasted, and they didn't know what to say really, except that was the wrong thing to do. So, like I said, these are the people we were dealing with, and hey, people that steal and who condone stealing and don't try to do the right thing by getting his money back, and who attack him and me personally and my family. What can you expect from such folks? Well, anyway, that's all I have to say about it. I'm sure my dad will have more to say later on. Like I said, he doesn't deserve this. He's been waiting for her to be interred. And I would say to him, what difference does it make how long it takes? And he would be like, well, it would just be comforting to know that she's finally at rest. And not so many words. And he's happy that she is now finally with her, finally in the ground next to their firstborn child who died after a day or so. But it was a piece of shit move on their part, and they know it. And we'll see what other piece of shit moves they have in store. It seems like every one of their moves, every one of their tactics, every one of their plans always backfires on them. They do something awful and terrible or nonsensical. And my dad and I usually come out ahead, or we do come out ahead. Can't do anything about this, she's already buried, but hopefully they'll get some feedback from people, from thoughtful, considerate people, that what they did was wrong concerning burying her without even letting her husband know. But of course they'll come back with how it's because how evil Regan was, or how bad my dad was in the past. They'll think of something, some minor thing that he might have done or not done, and that's why, you know, they don't like him anymore or something. So I think it sums up right there this total video. Thinking on it right now, it just came to me. them doing this sums up exactly what I've been saying all along about them. It sums it up. It's perfect. It goes right along with their behavior method, their strategy to get back at my dad and I, and it's exactly a culmination of vengeful ideas against us. And yeah, they didn't hurt me by it, but they certainly didn't make my dad very pleased at all. Half those people there, maybe more than half, had no, didn't care about my mother as much as some of us did. So not only was it a sham memorial service ceremony, it was a hypocritical one. And yep, that's it. And I don't know, I hope they rot in hell over it. That's it, folks. Bye.